All right. And we're back after that nice little display that we see over and over again. It looks cool doing it, so what the heck. And let's continue on with finding people who lost their visions, because that's what I was doing last time before my stream cut out because internet is trash. Thanks, Comcast. Always messing things up. So now we got to find the second person that had their vision taken from them. And the thing about this guy is he's apparently the one that was taking other people's visions. Then got his taken. I think you deserve it. But let's get to it.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma.
I never watched that show.
Actually enforcing the Vision Hunt Decree.
Okay.
But why would they take action against one of their own?
Did he have a change of heart?
Paimon doesn't get
Or is he
it.
really just an idiot?
Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
I bet his mind isn't in the right place.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
Yep.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
No, he actually doesn't remember.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Emergency food, emergency provisions, like emergency food.
Oh, huh? And who are you?
Someone trying to help.
One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
Who?
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
We're not even from around here.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything.
Because he doesn't remember.
He's keeping the provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll starve without them.
Nah, he did terrible things, but this isn't one of them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai.
Oh, Yuya.
It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated.
Including his.
The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
I guess we can give that a try. Oh, they're still there. The Kurosawa Kiyonosuke.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions.
It's because your memory's gone, because your vision is
I don't
taken.
know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to.
We heard that you lost your vision recently.
And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun. And that's why they confiscated my vision.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
Because he has one.
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were.
Emergency provisions.
It's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Yeah, your vision.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
He doesn't know.
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going
Someone
through such
owes
hard
him the
times
provisions
right
to give
now.
out.
To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
Someone just disappeared in the background.
Seems to be telling the truth.
Yeah, I think he's
But
telling
we
the truth
better
too.
confirm. Let's go round up those those
Someone that's
treasure
confused
hoarders
doesn't
and
have
see
the
what
mental
they have
capacity
say.
to actually try to
We
lie.
should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
Okay, Paimon. All right, so this way. Hi, doggy. Fox. Meat. What? Can I not get meat from the fox? Treasure hoarders are around here somewhere. Oh, we got to eavesdrop on them? I was going to attack
really
them.
outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
Fox again.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from.
So you literally want to starve a whole bunch of people.
Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history.
You don't care who you steal from.
boss.
Can we attack them now?
Seem like the treasure hoarders
Why are
were
we wet?
after.
We didn't
Let's
come from that
teach 'em
direction.
a lesson.
Yes, let's. Hi, jerks.
Another test site.
Thunderclap!
I got you.
Who's open?
Picked the wrong test subject.
Okay, they're all done.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know?
Yeah, from a lot of people that really needed it.
Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you.
Forget it. Or, not likely, where is it you looted Kurosawa's house?
Kurosawa. Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't have hit that place.
Yeah, he's taking food from
So
people
what
that really
did
need
you
it.
see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone
Show
else
us the
to
box.
see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back.
I'll give you here, I'll check it.
But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
You've got a deal. Now show us what's in the box.
Huh?
What if it was visions?
What the?
What was in the box?
There's nothing in here but IOUs.
Yeah, a lot of them too. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We're talking tons of Mora here.
IOU to
talk to
Miss
this Miss
Io
Aoi
or
and
Miss
get to the
Io
bottom of this.
owes?
As for you
Oh,
guys,
she owes it, because
you're
why
free
would
to
he
go.
hold on to
Just
something that
pray that our
he owes
paths
her?
Don't cross again.
Yes, of course. So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Return everything else you stole.
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Okay, yeah, forget about doing the right thing. Talk to Io in the general shop. Find out what happened. First, let's collect all these. I want to know what this is. Oh yeah, it was marked on the map as like a
Lightning flash!
secret contraption or something. Ow, don't hit me in the back. And you. Wave Rider Outpost. Hold on. Summon Wave Rider. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that right now, but very interesting. I have to keep that in mind when I have to go out places. So I'm sure that's a means of transportation. Let's collect these, and then I'll go talk to Miss Io. Oh, I get it. IO for IOUs. Yeah, clever. Very clever. Oh, it's not just raining, it's
There's no
storming.
purer form of water than rain.
He keeps saying that, but he's never seen a water filter.
Whoa! I'll protect us.
Oh! Avoid that. Everybody, you should get somewhere safe. Wait, where did Kurosawa go? Gotta make our ways over the aisle. I feel like I could, yeah, I probably could teleport. Art? Bulletin board. I'll leave it be. Really do. I wish I could get a mask and then like equip it. That'd be dope. There's all these shops, but I'm not allowed to buy anything for some reason. What? Up here? The shop? Miss Io.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you find something?
Yeah, find out the meaning behind these IOUs.
Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about?
About these IOUs.
Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
Oh, it is his debts.
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account.
Why would he do that?
However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So that's how he was getting those
So wait.
emergency provisions.
He bought those
But
emergency
why did
provisions
he
with
have
his own
to
money?
Purchase a usual amount. If the prices increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Not if the same amount of people
Well,
are
if you
needed.
think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning.
So he's actually being a nice guy here, and they were kind of taking advantage of him.
So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions at his own expense. And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained and held him accountable.
Someone knows a story about him
People's
taking
attitudes
visions.
will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice.
Very true.
If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now.
Well, you can't even explain it
Of
now
course,
because he doesn't
I'm
remember.
sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear
Why are they so dependent
myself.
on emergency
If you're
provisions?
still
It should be safe for
curious,
emergencies.
Why don't you go ask him yourself?
Unfortunately, he doesn't remember.
I see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated.
Probably because guys didn't like him
Most
doing a good thing.
unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
How much he owe?
Sword? What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade.
That's the whole
He's
goal.
carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him
You
about
guys
the
are bigger
sword
money
yourself?
grubbers than the contract
Perhaps
people.
it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
Nope.
But we didn't buy anything.
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree? Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me think. 2,000 mora should be a fair price.
No deal. Give me a no deal option. No, it's not fair enough. All of you have been trying to steal so much money the whole entire time.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa has a priceless sword in his possession. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again.
What if it wasn't actually
and see if
priceless,
he
just
can
priceless to him
remember
because it
anything.
comes from his father? That would make sense to me. Alright. Kurosawa is down this way. Oh, he's back. I guess he had just gotten out of the rain that time. So Kurosawa, we're back.
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
All three of them left before.
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often.
No, don't do that.
Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
Actually, you recount your encounter with the treasure hoarders in the conversation with Io.
Just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was?
Yep.
I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand. But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so.
The sword.
This sword was once wielded by my father.
Mm-hmm.
I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely. What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember, all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should
Protect those, possibly? Those weaker than you?
If you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
The words are virtue and justice.
virtue and justice." Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person.
No, it's because you're a good person
Yet
that you
I'm
didn't feel
equally
comfortable with that.
unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses.
Possibly.
In any case, we must never
Losing a vision is no trifling matter.
Yeah. Seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience.
Welcome to American
Fortunately
capitalism.
for us, you don't have a vision.
I gotta stop.
Let's go find the next poor soul.
Why do I feel like he does have a vision? It's just not a visible thing. I'm sorry, I gotta apply these right now. JJ, take these levels. She's really worried about that wind because if she loses that, she probably dies. It's sad. All right. Let's go to the last person. Wait. Oh, they're right there. Oh.
The
Junior.
third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
I feel like he's not here, though.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine.
Or he's hiding inside.
Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
With no ambition?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time, though...
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Exorcism?
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you?
We're Traveler and Paimon?
Don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here immediately! Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
I'm probably stronger.
No! You got it so wrong! We just came here to...
We're here to become disciples.
Disciples?
Yep.
Why do we have to go to
We've
line?
heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way, to seek him out and ask him to train us. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed or something?
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here.
Nah.
Please,
We're not.
accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert.
I can help you fight
You
them.
haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being.
You can wait till he's recovered.
I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation to you in a little more detail. Then you can decide whether to stay or to leave. Sensei's name is Domon, a name I'm sure you've already heard.
Nope.
Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up with him. But then...
Then?
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since.
Yeah, he lost his
He
ambition.
says the strangest things over and over, and he refuses to let us train. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's been possessed by an evil spirit. So
Nah.
we've asked the shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine to perform an exorcism. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that?
You haven't heard of it?
Is that the place I was
It's
going
the
to try and go to
largest
before?
shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty shogun herself.
Yeah.
Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine.
Do we have to go to the shrine now?
The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
Oh, do I gotta fast forward time? Haven't done that in a while.
Vision can cause possession? Guess we should come back this evening.
I think they're
and
just
see for
confusing the lost
ourselves.
ambition for possession. Wait until 18 to 24. All right, let's move time. That should be good. And then while we wait for the last 3 minutes to pass. Done.
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei in one of his fits of madness.
I kind of want to see that.
Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, she heard him whispering a few names to himself. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed her away.
Past disciples that he
He
lost?
looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew, others we didn't recognize. But they all seemed to be the names of sword masters he had defeated in the past. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's, his senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago, and he has been a wanderer ever since.
The name sounds familiar.
Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him, so the exorcism can finally continue. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Here's hoping Sensei will be back to his normal self very soon. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
Am I allowed to go inside the dojo? If this is a dojo? Who's there?
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the exorcism?
I don't think that's what they're
Won't
doing
let
here.
them get away with it. Come on, let's go
I feel like
after
it's
them.
something else. Like it's someone that he's actually worried about.
Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up?
Yeah. I'm going.
Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up.
All right, a little further up and in the circle. Isn't that the dude?
Suspicious person sighted. That's gotta be him.
It's Anzai, isn't it?
How did you catch up with me so quickly?
Young legs.
Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does.
Nah, I haven't met him yet.
I guess it's been a few years. Maybe his skills have improved again.
Most likely.
Excuse me. We're the ones asking the questions here. First off, who are you? And what are you doing sneaking around these parts? You seem like bad news, mister.
It's Anzai.
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day, long before you ever showed up. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's senior.
Anzai.
His senior? Wait, that means you must be...
Anzai? Yes, that's me.
Why were you running?
Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again.
Why?
When we were young, we trained under the same sword master, studying Make-Yoshi Sui art together.
Okay.
I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple.
Until he got too good.
Practitioners of Make-Yoshi Sui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples are indifferent to rank and reward. I was no exception. But Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his face, how to become the best in the world. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best sword master, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind.
Or a strong ambition.
This would impede him from ever mastering the blade. I thought so too at the time, but Domon began making swift progress in his training.
He was
and
driven.
even started catching up with me. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation.
Yeah, you guys are fickle.
He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword, and nothing could deter him from this goal, no matter what stood in his way.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Make-Yoshi Sui art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Everyone had high
You wanted to be the
expectations
best.
from me. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. I fled the dojo that day and never looked back.
That's your problem.
Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately that match used up every last ounce of energy in his body. After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his mastery of the blade and his commitment to the art of the sword. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, have lost his mind? His mind was the sharpest of them all. He had practiced Make-Yoshi Sui art to perfection. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. I thought mine was a name he had long since forgotten.
No, he was someone that you looked
see,
up to.
I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see for myself. Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now. The exorcism is probably finishing.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. He wasn't here to mess up the exorcism at all. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us.
Yeah, not at the
let's
moment.
see how the exorcism's coming along.
Yeah, you can say he had the sharpest mind of all of you, but even Lil Wayne said, mine's so sharp I F around and cut my head off. Wait. What is happening to me? I'm on a roof.
What? You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible? No, I refuse to believe it. Something's clearly wrong.
Okay.
Nanako, please, try not to get agitated.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having possessed Domon. But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, I dare not rule out possession with complete certainty. And all is certainly not lost, for I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has taken an interest in your sensei's case.
Lady Yai? Is that the same Lady Yai that I think you mean?
The head
I'm
shrine
obviously
lady
eavesdropping
of
from
Grand
the roof.
Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news. Then Sensei will be sure to recover.
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of evil spirits and aversion of great calamities. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei, but Lady Yai can give a conclusive verdict.
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask, should we prepare a greeting gift for Lady Ai?
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Lady Yai does not like to be kept waiting.
Looks like that's where we're going
I
next.
must leave now, but we will meet
we're on the roof.
soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a full and speedy recovery.
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady Yai's attention?
No, that's not what I meant at all. You misunderstand me. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Shogun herself.
Yeah.
Anyway, you should join us too, tomorrow. Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we, the disciples of Meikyo Shisui Art, will do our best to help you.
I will gladly join you.
Sure! After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady Yai. We're curious to meet her too. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the Raiden children from her.
So now we gotta make our way over to the shrine? Yup. So closest place would be this estate. Let's keep traveling. Traveling along our merry way. Oh, look at all this. You know Kabuto. Oh, that was almost bad. I don't know what I'm doing. Ah. Climb. Stay up. Why are you struggling? Oh. Where did it go now? It went to where it's supposed to go, but... Oh my gosh, climb, Ether! Show.
I'll keep this close.
Oh, why not to be common? Wait, are we here? Ooh. Wait, where is it? Is it up? It is up. This is eerie. I almost feel like something's very wrong here. Oh, I'm going back over this way. I feel like technically the character isn't supposed to be here. Like, you might be supposed to be here, but in terms of how the world is, we're not allowed to be here. Can't see anything with all these branches in the way. Hold up, I think I just gotta go higher and higher. And level it out. Get the stammies back. And it's back to climbing. There probably is a specific route here, and I'm just not taking it. Oh. Where to now? Knackerweed. Doesn't seem familiar to me. I think I finally found the path. Just took going everywhere but the path. Oh, I almost missed the chest.
A reward on the road.
Climb on it. Oh, they're all friends. I can't attack them. Hello, Mr. Fox. And I was thinking I was going to be able to get some, like, meat out of it. I bet this is a very pretty sight at night. Pretty cool. And the shrine. Get this, get this. Cool. Merchant. I ring one of the bells. And we're here.
Do you think that's Lady Yai?
Seems like it.
Oh, no wonder Junyo is so excited. She has a really striking presence. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now?
No, she looked at us.
It was probably nothing. It's not like she's ever seen us before.
Keep away. Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Lady Yai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
It's obsession without
I'm sorry.
ambition.
It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
But then does that mean he...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain his descent into madness?
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated, of still mind in moments such as these?
She's got a point.
I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the swordmaster is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest swordmaster in the world. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest companions. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Shogun.
Poor Sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Father, Sensei, Anzai.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that Anzai? Where did he come from?
Probably the path that we refuse to
Did he
take.
follow us the whole way here?
I doubt it.
Anzai, why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come. I never should have.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But I didn't come here to settle a score. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago.
Didn't sound like it when we talked to you
I
earlier.
did nothing wrong that day. I couldn't face the humiliation. That's why I ran. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that they might carry you further. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak. You taught them that, didn't you?
You don't remember.
What if one day the same thing happens to them?
As long as they don't have visions, they'll be
I
fine.
put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake right from the start? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps for the rest of my days. I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, in the present, I wish to continue. I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like my sensei Domon before me, am a master of Meikyo Shisui art.
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually, all of us think that way.
Goodness. Well,
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in their hands. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me.
Didn't you
I
just say that
can't
kinda happened to you
claim
before?
Understand it.
When he beat you?
But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened on the day that you so effortlessly defeated me. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to release yours into their custody. You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name. But you have a great number of worthy disciples.
I understand. I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of Meikyo Shisui art. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I cannot hope to still my mind and be free of agitation. But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned in my life so far. This is my promise. And I humbly ask Anzai, my senior, to hold me to my word.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't lost your mind again. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while to make sure you aren't cutting any corners with them. Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then get yourself back home.
They thank the Shrine Maiden and turn and left.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that sort of solves this one, huh?
Yes, it seems as good of a resolution as we can hope for.
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai has some words for you.
So, my intuition was correct.
Mm-hmm.
The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores.
Are we really that fresh?
For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment.
Good. Okay.
I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Dots?
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken a real interest in you.
Happens all the time.
She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious what she really meant by all that.
She wants us to stop the Shogun.
We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss Kamisato.
Yes, we should. Is there anything that we need to collect from around here? More XP. Can I interact with this in some way? Keep seeing things I want to be title screens now. That was one of them. I don't have enough electro sigils. Wait. Hold on. When carrying an electromagranum, you can gain its blessing for so long as it lasts. Characters can pass through the protective screen of elemental thunder barriers. When your active character is not affected by electro, they can interact with thunder spheres and other objects. Electrograna can help characters block 6 instances of damage from some of Inazuma's environmental hazards, such as thunderstones and bale thunder areas. Electrograna will last for only 15 seconds. Huh. Well, I guess I gotta get more electro sigils. But I guess this is similar to the statues of the Seven. That's what it looks like. Kind of just want to glide down to her. I don't want to teleport. Ooh, there's like something here in the air. Ooh, stones. I want to get those. And boom. That did a little bit. Oh, come on. Don't run up the wall when I'm trying to swing. So there's time trial here. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do there. In we go. All right, we're here. Can we see the lady again? Miss Kamisato?
Oh, Ayaka! Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka! Huh?
She's not here anymore? He looked dumbfounded.
Traveler, Paimon, it is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face.
Why couldn't we meet face to face earlier?
I have heard all about how you helped our 3 friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Actually, we didn't really help at all. The damage done by losing a vision can't be completely undone.
Yeah. Short of getting them their visions back, it seems like there's no way to really help them. Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us in person?
Because now that you have done the 3 things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not sign up to be a servant.
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you are behind the screen. Alright, we can be friends.
Friend request accepted. Outdated Facebook things.
Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen?
I hope that they can one day be free from their torment.
Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the common people. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure.
Yep, that's...
It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance?
I'll help you fight the Vision Hunt decree.
You will? Really?
But you must keep the promise you made me.
Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. I'd place my trust in the right person after all. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komori Tea House? We ought not to involve other members of the Yashiro Commission.
Okay, we can go there. Take you once again to the Komori Tea House.
Well, here we are again.
I gotta hit auto again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
Paimon, you should go keep watch too.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details in front of bystanders.
Oh,
Granted.
Paimon gets it. Gotta keep a bit of mystery, right?
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted to come and go as they please.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that you wish to ask me?
Yep. Let's see. What kind of god is the Raiden Shogun? Is no one else fighting the Vision Hunt decree? Have you raised a formal objection to the Vision Hunt decree? Let's do it with what kind of god?
The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. But as I recall, there was something else about her that struck me even more deeply. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of,
Dictator.
well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity, acting accordingly without feeling.
Is there no one else fighting the Vision Hunt Decree?
The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. Because of this, the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt Decree is one of indifference.
How can they be like that? Paimon's getting mad.
It's because people are selfish.
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the decree?
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sango no Miya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group. To say a little more about Sango no Miya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt Decree.
Most likely. Have you raised a formal objection with the Vision Hunt Decree?
Of course. We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryou Commission and the Kanjo Commission, and subsequently scrapped. They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing anything.
So they're sheep.
It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt Decree.
Or the Puppet Masters. I have no further questions.
Ooh, Paimon has a question though.
Oh?
It's
What
about
would
food,
you
isn't
like
it?
to know, Paimon?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt Decree?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt Decree is tantamount to challenging a deity.
I'm fine with that.
Coming to terms with that is already a difficult step to take.
Not for me.
So what are we gonna do?
We're gonna fight it.
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this decree. For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a contingency measure.
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there who can make fake visions?
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article.
Must have been where Vency went. I kind of want one too.
The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been arrested by the Tenryou Commission.
We'll break him up.
Darn! So they found out about it? Ugh.
Might have been something different.
We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. But we cannot simply abandon Master Masakatsu.
He has saved many others.
Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire Kamisato clan should we be caught. That would only serve to cast suspicion on any future activity we might seek to attempt.
So you're offloading that job to me, huh?
By no means do we intend to place the burden of such a task on your shoulders alone. When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Nagonohara family. There, you will find someone who can help you.
Okay. I'll do it. Oops, wrong button. The move forward button is right next to the special attack button. Nabumori. Anybody in here? Yes, and he's got a book. What about in the back here where Tomo was hiding? Precious chest. Oh, wasn't there was meat and bugs? Ew. All right, let's leave the tea house. Make sure it's not any more dialogue. Toma.
Hey, all finished? I've been keeping watch, and I'm happy to report that everything is fine and dandy.
Cool. Oh, that's it. All right, well, next time, I guess I'll have to go down there and do the next step of things. But that's going to be it for this one. So thanks so much for watching, and until next time, when we deal with more of the issues that this stupid Shogun is doing, deuces.
So I wrote it in the rhyme. The Reverend Doctor got an 8K, wet working. Roaches get the race spray. My weak rhyme, my body, your best verses on game day. I touch the crowns of self-entitled kings. You leave the heat like LeBron when I melt your idols' vital things. This is Malcolm and Martin, Million Man March in Sparta, mixed with a legion of angels surrounding sons and daughters. Simon Peter with a desert eagle, waving it at Caesar. So if I was you, I probably wouldn't mention me either.